What's up, guys? This is HGP, and this is going to be another unscripted video like what I did for the Mindbender. But this is something I've wanted to address for a long time, so I figured why not, especially because I just asked one of my inspirations, Airtime Thrills, about his opinion on this, and it's regarding the future of Demon at Six Flags Great America. Now, as you probably know, I am a major fan of this ride. It was my first looping coaster. It's a ride I've done so many times, and I've always enjoyed it, except for the time it had VR and some other off rides that weren't very good around 2015 to 2016. Outside of that, I've always loved it, always been a classic, a great ride, a very historic ride, one of the most historic that the park offers. But recently, there has been some questions about its future. Now, this is something I've kind of tapped into myself on my Instagram page. And basically, for most of this season, Demon has not been operational. It's been open sometimes. I haven't been to the park a ton, so I can't vouch for a whole lot. I think it was open my first visit here, but I know at Fright Fest it wasn't. And apparently this has happened a lot throughout the season. Now, I talked to one of my friends about this, and apparently what happened was that during the middle of the season, this was not when the park was open from what I can tell. It was like closed for the day or whatever, but a piece of the rock work basically fell off and fell onto the track. So the ultimatum was either get rid of the rock work or just remove the whole ride. And they have removed the rock work, but we're not sure yet on the future of the ride. Now, what I think will happen, and Airtime Thrills, he kind of echoed some of this. He's going to address it in a future video. But basically, my thought is we know they want to get a Raptor at some point. You know, Magic Mountain has one, Great Adventure has one. I've always thought that would be a good addition for the Buccaneer Battles spot. Although when I looked into it, that wouldn't be the perfect size for just the basic layout that they have with the big ones at the other two parks. Nor do I think they'll go for a small one like what we have in San Antonio. But I think if they wanted to do something custom there, I think they could make that work. But I also feel like they might be looking at the Demon spot for that ride. And I think if that is the case, I think that is a worthy successor. When it will happen, I'm thinking maybe, if they reopen it without the rock work, then I'm thinking after the 2025 season, so they give people a couple more years to ride it again, because I don't think they would close it on a whim. Like, we know this with Great America, that if they close something on a whim, it's not going to go over well. We saw it with Whizzer in 2002 when they announced in the middle of August that it would be retired following the year. The park fans weren't having it, so after some petitions and stuff, they kept the Whizzer around. It's still running well today, and instead they took out their Aero Looper Shockwave, which was actually the younger brother of Demon. So if that was the case, things are kind of full circle now. But I don't think they would remove Demon with that little of ceremony, because, you know, it's going to be the 50-year anniversary soon. I think they'd want to be able to look at Demon and say it ran 50 years, had a great long life, and then retire it, because they have put some maintenance into it, including reusing some shockwave track for the corkscrews, replacing the lift motor a couple of years ago when that broke down. So they've shown that they care about operating it. But if it's not bringing the crowds, then I think the Raptor would be a better investment, especially for that spot. I think they'll go for it, but first give fans a chance to ride Demon once more, or in my case, probably many times more, and then give it a proper send-off, and then go from there and put in the Raptor. Now, if they do end up putting in some kind of new scenery, then I think the ride is going to be safe. And then I think maybe they'll look at Buccaneer Battle, or I've even thought maybe Viper for the Raptor spot. And I don't think I've addressed this in a video before, but I do think they could close Viper at some point if they keep not refurbishing it. Like this last time I rode it in, I think it was a few weeks ago now, but it wasn't running all too well. It was pretty rough. I think I was even in like the second car from the back, so I wasn't at the back, and it wasn't very pleasant. Now, do I hope they keep it maintained, to keep it running? Sure, but to be honest, if the choice came down to getting rid of Viper or getting rid of Demon, I might go with Viper. I'm not sure. I would need more analysis, but I mean, I can't really say I want them to get rid of Demon when it's the second, as far as I can remember, the second ride I ever did there in terms of roller coasters. So it would be a sad day if they close Demon. We'll just have to see what happens. If they replace the scenery in some way, then the ride should be fine. If not, we'll just have to wait the next couple of years and see what happens. And then from there, I guess you just have to go to, like, I don't know, New York or Virginia or California or Idaho, and there's plenty of other aero loopers still out there. But if the one closest to me got removed, then that would be a very sad day. But anyways, that's about all I have for the Demon situation. I wanted to address this in a video. I know I've done it before, but now this is a way everyone can see it, kind of see what I'm thinking as a park frequent. So that's basically my thoughts. I hope to see Demon continue running, but if they replace it with a Raptor, hey, I think most people would say that's the better ride overall out of the two, and it would be a worthy successor for sure. So that's about it. I will see you later.